Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so had to reinstall everything last Friday. I Windows update ran and it just screwed everything up. So things are a little different now though. My 3 monitors set up, so don't have to overlay Discord over anything anymore. Should help me with changing scenes now. I can change scenes more easily like this. Anyways, oh my gosh, where'd my charts? It didn't open. Also, a new version of So on Friday we were up, and now today looks like we're even. Pull up that daily chart. There, that's a little. It's big. Okay, so here's where we came down, and then we finally had an up day, and now we're flat. We're probably going to test lower. Let's see. We don't care too much about that. Here. Oh, okay. Here we are, possibly bottomed. So let's see what we do. What's up? We'll just it's over here.
Pilatui said first trade, plus $4.51. Pilatui said why can't I cut and paste screenshots? Leverage said Kman. Bund has to follow this drop. Uneasy face. Pilatui said. Pilatui said LOL. Pilatui said THX Seth. Pilatui said ah. Pilatui said thx.
So they're having a hard time pushing through 04 here. Looked like it was going to go, and then immediately people come back. It doesn't shut up yet, but I'm thinking about going long here.
Jiggy MC said Seth, so Windows up and running?
Yep.
Jiggy MC said these new automatic updates are a drag.
Yeah, I think I actually screwed it up, but kind of weird. Test, test, test. Test, test. Test, test, test. That's a little better. Am I too loud?
Jiggy MC said no, okay.
Bit of spreading going on here.
Order cancelled.
Pilatui said at Seth, I was looking at your thread on futures.io, what is your usual take profit, in ticks, on ZB? Pilatui said Seth.
Can't see me type here, so I have to usually between 2 to 8 ticks.
Order filled.
Pilatui said okay THX, me too.
Come on. Get up there. That was a lot absorbed there at 10. Ooh, good bid.
Order filled.
Pilotui said nice. Pilotui said I'm looking for 2 on this long.
Yeah, be right back.
Fran said long from 10. Pilotui said.
Picture here.
Pilotui said looking FO15. Fran said Va18. Pilotui said okay.
Order cancelled.
It's a fairly big number printed there at 11, so I think I'm going to stay away for a little bit. A lot is traded there at 11. I'm looking for 9, 9, 10 if we go long again. The D4 tick pullback.
Jiggy MC said seems buyers holding 16s in ZN but nothing trade 16.5 offer.
Yeah. Well, that was a good trade up in ZB. The bond. Not enough. Nobody's gonna trade 13 like that. Oh, maybe 16.5 starting to. Looks like it's on the edge. They're not lined up. 5-year looks like it's gonna tick down. Okay, they pulled at 13. Nope.
Fran said numbers starting to look good and hope ZB catches up.
Oh. Kind of been. Big range.
Fran said both sitting on high volume node.
Yeah.
Jiggy MC said yeah, right at the day mid-range, very balanced profile.
Yeah.
Fran said yup.
In the 10-year. The 30-year, there's that little spike down at 05 is kind of interesting. That was
Jiggy
where we
MC
turned
said
around.
not the best area to trade.
Let's see here. Back to this chart here. Previous day's close was 151.17.
Jiggy MC said 16s are holding so far, so need to look at the long side. Fran said true but was hoping news would kick it up.
We still haven't beaten out the 50% retracement. And if we look at
Fran said if it sits here too long we'll bail and wait.
I was looking for 9.
Jiggy MC said I'm hearing Seth talking Fibonacci retracements nerd face with tongue sticking out.
No, only 50% retracements.
Jiggy MC said LOL.
Forget those other numbers. I don't care about them. The idea is the previous day close and the overnight extreme, and there's a 50% retracement. And once you get a good 4 ticks above that 50% retracement, it's pretty good probability for you to just go long. I don't really know the probabilities of that, and I don't necessarily trade it, but I do know that when we're sitting here, basically right at it, that there's going to be a good chance of people wanting to go both ways. And of course, if we start fading, which we have, then pretty soon we're going to have to be in short mode.
Jiggy MC said I remember that in the pits there were a mid-range trade, every time prices hit 50% the prior day, buy/sell it.
Okay, so that was 5.
Jiggy MC said I heard, not sure if it's real or not. Fran said took it off -2 ticks. Pilotui said yikes I'm already down my profit from first trade, plus a hundy more.
Yeah. See, now they're going to try and bust through 8, and there's an iceberg there.
Fran said market not following my plan so just wait it out.
Not showing me.
Fran said delta's fairly positive, so mixed right now. Fran said just indecisive. Jiggy MC said ZN/ZF at RTH open. Jiggy MC said ZB testing below theirs.
Let's try this.
Fran said ZB fell out of value on a positive delta, should have moved up to VA but didn't. Pilotui said frowning face with open mouth.
Big boy's hitting it in ZB now. Some good absorption there at 7.
Fran said daily profile on ZB shows POC up at 16.
I like that long right there at 8. Not gonna backtick for me.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Jiggy MC said, Fran, do you look at RTH profile, volume or market, or full day? Fran said, full day. Fran said, starting at the open. Fran said, I feel the ranges are usually too narrow to use the RTH. Pilotui said, still holding TGT is now 17. Jiggy MC said, but volume profile right. Not market profile, because with the overnight included market profile gets skewed. Fran said, market profile. Jiggy MC said, really? Fran said, I have volume profile on my footprint chart. Fran said, yes.
A nice few ticks there from 8 to 10.
Connection lost.
That's weird.
Jiggy MC said, for me, the fact the overnight can stay for hours in a single price, gives a skewed reading when using market profile. Volume for me is more suited. Fran said I scalp off the market profile val/va, because they usually do stay consistent o/n. Fran said that's
Yeah.
what I like about market profile. Fran said when price moves out of value, I use the volume profile.
Okay. 300 to push it up there through 09.
Jiggy MC said yeah, value areas are more consistent in market profile, volume profile can become too spiky. I don't look at value areas, too much information for me. Jim said what is the fastest that level 2 data updates?
It depends on your data.
Jim said for NT8. Fran said I have no idea Jim. Fran said depends on the data provider. Jiggy MC said and your ISP. Fran said that's what I have too. Jim said heard it was 250 milliseconds. Fran
It's
said
more than
yes
that.
ISP.
It's more than that. I mean, it's less.
Fran said check your upload/download speed once in a while. Fran said it's extremely slow today. Fran said but that's a function of the market not the data feed I think.
My system time is off.
Jiggy MC said ping you data provider servers.
Now it's really slow. Holy crap.
Jim said it's a order flow timing issue. Jim said anyone got the IP address? Jim said CQG.
I have to look that up later, see if they have documentation on their website.
Jim said thanks. Jiggy MC said contact your broker, they should give you that information. Jack said BTW. Netstat A in CMD prompt will show you all active TCP/IP connections. Jiggy MC said sweet. Jim said 67.152.7.192. 26255.255.255.192. 67.152.7.193 to 67.152.7.254.
Huh. It's so funny I read that all out.
Keith said hear no evil monkey.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. Have to stay awake somehow, right?
Keith said that was a lot of numbers LOL. Looks like we're stuck in the middle. Jiggy MC said as usual.
This is dead, man. Like, we've had, like, what, 50 lots go through in the past 5 minutes? It's crazy.
Jiggy MC said bathroom time.
Yeah, maybe. I'm in a trade, I want out.
Keith said which direction, Seth?
I'm long from 10. It was not very good execution from me because
Pilatui said okay, what are you guys looking for here on ZB?
I was looking for like 7, 8, and it just kind of ran away from me. And 10 was where I tried to take the edge there, and then of course that's where it stopped. And then the volume completely dried up.
Pilotui said I'm still long 3 at 13.
Oh yeah? You're more patient than me. Finally.
Pilotui said I don't think 04 gets taken out.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I was still going long. So the last big signal I still see was all of that absorption at 4. But this is not a spot you want to be in a trade.
Jiggy MC said you're going to hold a long from 13 to 4?
Mm.
Pilotui said no. Pilotui said just saying I don't see 04 getting taken out.
What's your risk
Pilotui
then?
said that's my stop. Jim said is ZB 19 ticks today?
Yeah.
Jiggy MC said yes. Jim said thanks. Jiggy MC said ZN 15 ticks or $234. Pilotui said long 13, stop 04.
Okay. $11 ticks.
Jiggy MC said then you're going to hold till 4. Pilotui said yes.
Okay. Probably a little bit longer term than me.
Pilotui said which is high. Jiggy MC said what was your target? Pilotui said 17.
Nope. Nope.
Jiggy MC said what? Pilotui said it was originally a 2-tick scalp.
Order
Keith said
filled.
uh-oh. Jim
Ouch.
said ouch.
Ouch.
Pilotui said shit there it goes. Jiggy MC said you risk 9 ticks to win 5 ticks? Pilotui said yeah. Jim said only a couple more. Pilotui said all the time. Pilotui said ZB fractal stops are like that. Jiggy MC said oh boy. Pilotui said you can't trade ZB like Forex or crude.
Yeah.
Pilotui said market doesn't move like that. Pilotui said there is no template for ZB, risk 5 to make 10. Pilotui said just doesn't move that way.
Oh, well. Okay, yeah. That's true in some respect because the bonds definitely move in increments of two, so like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. But uh, you can't be profitable.
Pilotui said if this was 6E I could do that.
You can't be profitable if you're risking more, unless you have like a really high win rate.
Jiggy MC said you do what you want to do, markets has nothing to do with that. Pilotui said 58%-ish.
Okay.
Pilotui said last week was 68. Pilotui said week before was 50. Pilotui said just depends on the week. Pilotui said I sum total my trading days over a 5-day period.
And we're right back to 10.
Pilotui said that's what I'm saying, there is not average stop loss in ZB. Pilotui said my stops can be 1T, 10T. Jiggy MC said well I've been seeing you getting out of here when you get a buff win, but if you're losing, you tend to be here all day. Pilotui said there is not template. Pilotui said true, Jiggy MC. Jim said 372 buy stops there at 10. Pilotui said I should have left this AM. Pilotui said 5T in first 10 minutes trade. Pilotui said should have left with $450. Pilotui said but didn't.
Yeah. I'm tempted to make a trade here, but I don't think it's a good spot. Let's resist. He did have a good short there at the beginning, didn't he? They pushed it down there pretty forcefully at 09.
Leverage said Jiggy MC thanks for posting those videos earlier. Interesting stuff. Jiggy MC said leverage thanks. Jack said yes, thanks for videos and comments, I spent some time earlier reviewing them, very helpful.
Yeah, and that one was pretty, that the difference between those two is something that takes a long time to realize. they want those lows.
Keith said some pressure building to the downside. Jiggy MC said earlier we could see that reversal pattern once again in ZN, but we were seconds away of news release, which is always a pain, but the pattern was very clear. Can post the video later.
When it bottomed out, you mean?
Jiggy MC said yeah, those 4,857 contracts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still on my DOM. That was a good one because it was both in ZN and ZB. It came down there and
Jim
then
said if the ask and bid are spoofed numbers, aren't all the rest also?
and it stayed there for quite some time. Like they never pushed through it, so it was a very clear long at that spot. It gave you plenty of time. Now look at this big bid here at 05.
Jim said and L1.
Yeah. Some selling, but serious selling there in the 10-year now. Equities open, I guess.
Fran said short from '08. Jim said how many times have your entries been jumped this session?
I don't know if I've been jumped.
Leverage said bund at day lows.
See that absorption there at 6. Not sure what you mean by jumped.
Order filled.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, there we go.
Jim said when the jumps in front of your order. Fran said wondering if that giant hackathon has anything to do with slow market. Jiggy MC said there was another attack today.
Well, I think everybody's concerned about that virus that's been holding their
Fran
data
said it's
hostage.
ongoing from what I'm reading. Fran said it's viral.
Yeah, she's talking about the, what do they call them?
Pilotui said welp, I'm out $800.
Order cancelled.
Jiggy
Order
MC said if
cancelled.
something like that would enter in the exchange servers.
Oof.
Fran said but just wondering if the banks are not trading today, a lot of them got hit.
I doubt that.
Fran said yikes, don't even think it. Jiggy MC said yeah. Jim said map.norscorp.com. Fran said scalping for ticks only.
What to say?
Fran said those maps are neat.
Buyers just pulled their 804 big time. Okay, good holding that excursion there. I think what might have happened on that one was
Fran said, you mean the banks?
they tried the level break there at 5, but they didn't need to do it yet. So they hit 500 and it just kind of was like nothing. I think that the sellers maybe expended their ammunition early. Oops. So now they're going to set up again to do it at 4. Of course, the 10-year's not playing.
Trader said, Bund, big bids keep appearing, but price moving lower on flurry of chunky sell orders.
Order filled.
Scratch that one. Don't like that 450 that was there. In fact, I might try to go long here now. Now the sellers are off sides here. Gonna pull here.
Order filled.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Trader said, what do you mean by that?
Now the sellers are really offsides. Yeah, so I was just saying when we first came down to 6, what you'll see is if we're gonna level break lower, you'll see some absorption by the buyers or by the sellers here at 07. So you see a big number like 500, and then after a little while they'll just take that price out all at once and try and trigger a stop run. So when it did it, they came and you see them set up the level break and they triggered it, and that didn't happen to be the spot where the buyers were leaning. So it went through like no problem, and then they found out, oh, actually the level is 05, and he didn't, that particular trader didn't have any more ammunition. So we just kind of sat around there for a little while and it didn't do anything. So then when we ticked up, we have all these guys short, and now here again it came back to 6, so they decided to do it again, and buyer absorbed 950. So now we have almost 1,000 contracts short, trapped. So if we tick up to 8, 9, I think that they're going to start feeling pain and start exiting. But their sellers are leaning on 8. You see that big 600. And they're going to put the pressure on it. So they might have to back off. Buyers might have to back off a little bit before they'll pull.
Alligator said Bund missed the rebound on R1.
And here you got some absorption in the 10 years, so. That's what I was saying, though. The
Trader
guys that
said
were short in the
THX,
30 didn't do
but
it very
doesn't it
well.
mean that sellers just have less to sell than buyers have to buy?
Does it mean that sellers have less to sell than buyers have to buy? Well, I guess in an instance like this, it's not necessary, because that guy that was selling might have way more contracts than what he had. It's just he didn't get a very good bang for the contracts that he did trade.
Leverage said they may have more ammunition. Trader said I mean in Bund buyers have been absorbing chunks of sellers all day. Trader said and now still showing double size bid.
Yeah. I mean, it could still go down and test the lows. I'm just saying that probably should have tested the low that first time, but because they didn't execute it very well, didn't touch.
Trader said anyway, it seems like they need to fight it out.
Yeah, they do. Buyers weren't able to bust through 8, so. We see what happens now. Now here at 5.
Alligator said S.56 risky.
And because all that happened, I would expect there to be some big orders come through it. It'll take a bit more to push through 4 now.
Trader said big bid in Bund disappeared. Trader said little acceleration.
Order filled.
So I actually went long at 7, which was.
Trader said but only few ticks. Alligator said not enough. Alligator said yet. Jim said absorbing at 07. Jim said hidden iceberg.
Yeah, so see here now we're going to do it again. So I tried buying on that 620 that went through at 06. Did not work out. Not too anxious to hit 03, huh? So now at this point, I'm thinking, well, the sellers didn't do a very good job of selling it, but we're still down here, so and of course they're treating the low of the day like it's radioactive. Okay.
Jim said anyway, is ZB short to 29? Trader said waiting for housing market index.
Let's see here. Ooh, look at that. 500 at 02.
Operator said that Friday tweet about big buyers in Bund. Operator said yeah right.
Okay.
Alligator said flat 0.50.
I tried to get filled at 3 and it's running away from me.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Wow. Good bid there in the 10-year. 600 lot went through to buy.
Operator said 10k on the offer in Bund. Operator said I mean hit.
There they are again in the 10-year. 30's not following it.
Fran said ES heading for 2,400. Operator said but price is not going higher. Fran said may push bonds down. Operator said
Yeah, is right. Okay, so now they pushed up in the 30. They need to push through 13. The buyers do in the 10-year here.
Keith said yeah. 13 is overnight high. Keith said I mean low.
Right.
Fran said some news coming up.
Yeah, the housing. There's 13. They already traded 13 halves. Absorbed a couple trying to fight back. Oh, come on. That bid needs to firm up. Wow, 328 at 05. The 30. The big buy. That bid just can't. Okay, 1200. That's a little better. They sold through that too. See, that 30-year really wants to tick higher here.
Alligator said auctions at 15:30 GMT too.
Okay, the actual was 70 on the 70 versus expected 68. It doesn't seem to be
Alligator
any
said
action.
T-bills.
I don't know if a T-bill auction really matters. Okay, there they pushed through 05. Pushed through 05 and the 10-year hasn't moved it yet. So it's going to get pushed back down there. In fact, I think go on out.
Order filled.
Fran said yes. Alligator said S.50. Alligator said scratch.
Okay.
Order filled.
I think I'm safe to take 6. Let's just check our. I like that bid in the 10-year. 26 at 130. Yeah, there you go. Hmm. A lot of buys went through, big buys went through there at 140 and it didn't break. 14 even in the 10-year. It's just like crazy. So there's some good absorption. This is not as strong as I'd like. That's a little better. Another good tick.
Operator said big bid showing up again. Operator said gone again. Jiggy MC said playing hide and seek.
Yeah. I have a theory that the big bid showing up and disappearing is kind of like a warning sign to sellers. Like, I think that's somebody saying, "Look, I have a ton here. You might as well just, leave me alone, because I'll buy it
Jiggy
all if I
MC said
have to."
LOL.
It's kind of hard to like backtest that to see if that's really true, but that's kind of what I think when I see it.
Jiggy MC said probably some bot going rogue.
Yeah, that it can be that too.
Operator said yeah.
Like, you get some bot that's supposed to be buying a ton, and it gets away from him, and he accidentally bids too much.
Jiggy MC said if bots react to what is happening in the bid/offers, there might be some configuration in there that triggers some weird orders that are automatically cancelled when the readings go.
Yeah. Exactly. I've definitely seen it where, big order showed up on the inside bid, and then immediately disappears, but it still went up afterwards. I just don't know, like, you know, how often that actually goes up versus goes down. I'm sure I've seen it go
Jiggy
both
MC
ways.
said although I thinking the night debacle with their faulty bot, man that's quite problematic.
Yeah, but that was because they fucked up their QA environment. Wasn't that robot wasn't even supposed to be sending orders to the exchange. That one was interesting. I worked at a bank at the time, and when that happened, um, all of the big ups were like super concerned, like, could that happen to us? And we did like a complete run through of everything to make
Jiggy
sure that
MC
that
said
couldn't happen.
400 million in 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was a bot they were QA testing,
Jiggy MC said damn.
and they didn't properly separate their environments, so they thought that it was just in QA, but it was actually sending orders out.
Jiggy MC said och.
Yeah. So at the bank that I worked at, we did a ton of stuff. Even though we didn't have that problem, we still changed a bunch of things just to be extra sure that absolutely nothing in QA touched anything in production. And
Jiggy MC said yeah.
But they had some screw ups at my work too. One time, one time somebody forgot to reset the sequence numbers, and so that particular order flow replayed like 3 months of trades. Um, Another time, they redeployed a particular system, and they didn't properly test it, and it turned out that they misconfigured it. So when it started running, it was sending the orders all into the wrong spot. I knew the guy. I knew the guy that did that one. He was a good guy.
Jiggy MC said, so scary to hear the financial markets are now all automatic and a sneeze can bring another flash crash.
Right. Well, the thing that concerns me the most right now is how much money is stuck in basically market funds, right? Like people aren't buying companies to because they think that they're a good company or that they have some edge from buying that company. They're buying that company because they want to be in the S&P 500, and so they buy everything equal to the S&P 500. So if we end up going down again, if we have a turning point, I think that it could go really quick because everybody's in these funds, and so it'll basically be robots trading it all. Who's gonna stop it, right? If it starts going down, um, who's gonna be the buyers to stop the liquidity? Because if most of the liquidity is just robots, automated trading indexes.
Jiggy MC said, mom and pop savings go bananas.
Yeah. So this is why I'm a huge. My biggest political thing is I think that if you make less than like $250,000 a year, you shouldn't have to pay capital
Fran
gains
said,
taxes
is there a
at
normal?
all. Because normal people don't buy stocks anymore, not individual stocks. They just put it in their 401k. So we need to get rid of the 401ks. Get
Fran
people
said
buying
the whole
stocks
thing
again.
is controlled by AI, I think.
Yeah. And bring some liquidity into the market that's not a robot.
Jiggy MC said, yeah.
They'll learn. Sooner or later, a recession will come, and it's going to be violent.
Alligator said S.54. Jim said EMP2. Fran said, I read an article or a post somewhere that order flow trading may be finished. Trader said link. Fran said, we'll try to find it. Alligator said, Bund classic pullback to morning lows.
See, that I've heard many times that like order flow trading is finished, sort of a thing, but every time that I hear that, it always sounds to
Jiggy
me like
MC said, how can it end if that is how auctions work?
Exactly, Jiggy. See, I think that what they really mean is that the really easy trades where you could make one tick consistently 80% of the time, that's obviously, you know, we can't compete for that anymore. But I think that the way that the order flow works is based on it's an edge that's based on
Alligator
how the
said, but
market
risky
works.
above S12 close winking face.
So if it's an edge that's based on the way that markets function, that edge can't go away. That's why market profile and order flow will always be profitable, I think.
Raider said it's just harder than in the past.
Yeah.
Alligator said flat 0.58.
Like I said, I don't, to my knowledge, there aren't very many 80% win rate trades out there available to retail traders anymore.
Raider said yes, penny stocks.
Oh, really?
Alligator said there is more apparent liquidity that disappears at the first sign. Raider said yeah, Tim Skikes you know.
I don't know them. I have to look that up. I know that in, cause I'm in Utah, and I always keep um, a notification out on LinkedIn to let me know about jobs related to the financial industry. But the only people around here that are really doing something are somebody that trades penny stocks, and I'm like, no thanks, like that.
Raider said 1000 bid showing up now.
Yeah.
Jiggy MC said Tim is an outlier, there will be always outliers.
I don't like how only 8 traded there at 11 and then we ticked down.
Raider said Jiggy, yeah, like Paul Rotter.
Just
Jiggy MC said yeah.
Fill me.
Order filled.
Okay, filled. My hope is that, especially with this, who are they, FXCM or whatever, the forex people. And I had a friend that was trading currencies with that, and it was basically you couldn't trade anymore. And I was kind of hoping that that would mean more people would come over into futures. I feel like futures is the only fair market out there right now, and I'm hoping that it, other markets just start to function more like futures do.
Keith said that's what pushed me over to futures. FXCM closing its US shops.
Yeah. If there were more instruments out there that were super liquid like treasuries were, then that would just mean more opportunities, right? Because you need liquidity for all those products. And that might, maybe some of those other places it might be easier for you to find that 80% edge. Someday, maybe. We'll see.
Keith said a lot start in Forex because they are trying to fund $100 accounts and make millions.
Yeah. My friend he was basically had a signal set up that, every time he made a trade, it would send the signal out to other people, and people actually paid him for his signal. And he was like, I didn't really have any like reliable edge or anything like that. I got lucky one time.
Keith said a big thing that scared me away from futures is I didn't think my account was big enough. Finding treasuries made the risk manageable.
Yeah. Well, even with treasuries, I feel like you need like at least 5K to really, and even then, I think Futures Trader 71, he was showing in one of his webinars that like you need at least $50,000 account for your account to last long enough for you to really learn how to trade futures. He had this thing that was like if you lost X times in a row, then you would lose this account. But there's that's the other thing is the top step model. I think it's a good model. I just I think they need some competition, you know. And I'd like to see some competition for Top Step Trader that are more specialized. Like they say, we only trade treasuries or we only
Trader
trade
said there
oil.
is, fund trader or something.
Yeah, but those guys. So I don't know if you've seen this on the forums, but there's these other guys called One Up Trader. I think that's the one that you're talking about, right? And what actually happened was a year or two ago, these guys showed up saying, we'll fund people, and they were kind of
Trader said no, I am talking about fund seeder.
oh, I'm gonna have to go look at that then. No, there's the one up trader guys kind of hurt themselves a little bit before they started doing that because they tried some fishy business on the Futures IO board. So and now they wanted to be funding people now, and their system wasn't ready. So I'm super skeptical. Although when they pull it out, I'm totally gonna try it. I'll try it. I'll have the videos all out, and people can judge for themselves if they think they're better or not. But the thing that bothers me about the Top Step Trader is that it's not the same as being in a real um, prop firm. So you don't get the same interaction with experienced traders and the same kind of education that you would if you were at a real prop firm. And that's why I'd like to see people that specialize a little bit so that they can say, okay, we know how to trade treasuries really well, and we'll show you how to trade treasuries. And maybe even, if you're in the combine, you have a room that's only available to people in the combine with somebody that is a known profitable trader, that will tell you when he makes his trades so that you can learn from them or something.
Jiggy MC said, but that assumes you trade the same way they trade.
Yeah. Well, it's just somebody to learn from. So like for instance, if this Discord ever got big enough, something that I would like to do is I'd like to have a channel that, um, to be able to speak in this channel, you have to have proven that you're profitable for a certain amount of time. Like over the past 6 months, you've been profitable or something like that, and then you have permissions to speak in that channel, but everybody can read it. That way, you would have a place to go where you know the people that are talking are profitable and that they're people that you should try and learn from.
Keith said that's a good idea.
Still here at 11.
Jiggy MC said, but if you have 5 talking at the same time, no one will understand anyone.
Yeah, no, it would just be like a text channel like this is. And hopefully there wouldn't be a ton of people. It's one idea.
Jiggy MC said it could become a pit, everyone screaming I got long 15s, I got short 5s. Jiggy MC said LOL. Keith
That's
said
exactly what I
LOL.
would like. I want the problem with things now is that you don't get that experience. Like the people that traded in the pits or the people that traded at a prop firm, right? Like that's the idea. Is we want to give them that experience, and then yeah, there's going to be people that are wrong, or there's going to be a lot of noise, but hopefully, you know, people can filter that out. But it at least gives the, you know, uh, it at least gives the retail trader like a fighting chance. Because right now, I feel like the industry just doesn't have very good education options because the biggest education is going to be sitting there doing it next to other people that are doing it.
Jiggy MC said that's too much noise, man. Noise in the sense of noise, you can't hear yourself thinking.
Um, I would like to see what a trading floor is like that. I know when I worked at the bank and you'd go to the trading floor, holy crap, so noisy. Phones ringing all the time. Even in the middle of the night, there's phones ringing all the time. But you know, there's ways to moderate things, and that's the whole thing is like right here. It's not too bad, and obviously sometimes we'll say things that aren't true or we end up being wrong. But so far, everybody seems to have done a good job of filtering things out for themselves.
MTC said so, do brokers get commissions for stop orders? Keith said long at 14.
I think it depends. Because I think that Rhythmic charges me for a stop order. No, he's not here, boys.
MTC said actually, it becomes the other side of a trade, so they would. Keith said I'm trading a smaller account and I never understood the must have a large account. As long as you're risking 1 to 2% per trade.
Yeah. Well, the question is, how many times in a row can you lose and still have your account? You need to be able to,
Jiggy MC said a large account equals more contracts.
yeah. You need to be able to lose enough times, or have enough buffer zone that you could lose for like 6 months, and or however long. So I think they're saying on average it takes people 6 months to become profitable. Wasn't that the?
Jiggy MC said yeah, right. Jiggy MC said LOL.
That was
Keith
what
said LOL.
that's what the prop shops would say. They'd say, okay, we give you 6 months, and then after 6 months you're on your own money at that point.
Keith said that's what I thought 2 years ago. Haha.
That's a good point. I better keep going.
Jiggy MC said prop shops are different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're just going on your own, it's going to take a long time. Let's let's look at our trades here. That one was
Jiggy MC said on your own it's more difficult.
That one I think was actually a good signal, but so I think I played that one right. This one right here though should not have happened.
Keith said it would be much easier in a prop shop environment.
Look at how long I held on to that one, 19 minutes compared to like 5 minutes for all these other ones. I should have, there was a point I could have broken even on that one. I should have just cut it loose. Then I would have had a $200 day. It would have been a lot better. Anyways.